Just before we look at the TA for Bitcoin, don't forget to visit our website, bpoi.uk. Have a look around, quite a lot of information on the website, and then you've got click here to sign up, so just click on this particular button. That takes you to bpoi.uk join. And then just have a look at the membership plan. So just want to do a month, $40, 6 months, $100, 12 months, $150. And we got some lifetime memberships as well, 49 lifetime memberships left, $200, so well worth the money. And then obviously take a look around the website and look at the different channels. If you want to join our free Telegram channel, just click on this button here, and then as long as you've got a Telegram account, just click on the view in Telegram, and that'll take you to our free channel. We do post quite a bit of information in the free channel, and we'll answer any of your questions, whether that be on a setup that you're looking at or something that we've posted. Okay, cheers guys.
Evening guys, 8:15 in the evening, Thursday 20th of January. Just having a look at Bitcoin. Obviously some movement today, strong move up compared to what we've been seeing recently. But as we spoke about in group, we were just looking at this trend line. I coloured this trend line blue. I'm actually going to turn that back to white. Okay, we're looking at this. So this is the long-term trend line of the falling wedge. So this is this long-term trend line, okay, that Bitcoin has been trading in for some time. Let me just go over to the daily on this particular chart here. Okay, so we can see this falling wedge that Bitcoin has been trading in right now. So the trend line that it's found resistance against is this particular trend line here. Now we were saying in group today, this is a strong move. We're watching it as it was ticking off these resistance levels. Now turned into support. The question is it going to hold? Okay, so we've had a move up, and one thing we've always been saying in the group is the key level where we need Bitcoin to get to before we can essentially say, yeah, this looks like a bullish move, possibly a reversal, a move out of the trend that we've been in for a couple of months or more, and that's kind of this area here. So in order for us to be a bit more confident about trading, we're looking for Bitcoin to move up, break out this upper trend line, break out past 43,588, and then retest, trade in this area, okay, and then all being well, push higher. At the moment, hasn't been able to do that. So we've had this strong move up, we've had a move out past this trend line, but instant rejection. So bears lined up in this area, okay. Rejection back down. We then pushed up again. If you look at the 1 hour time frame, just go to the 1 hour time frame. So moved up, rejection, moved up again, rejection off that trend line again, moved back down. Okay, we're now testing support 42,807 to see whether this support holds or not. What would be bullish, I guess, would be some sort of sideways consolidation, possible bull flag before and next move up. But at the moment it's looking a little bit unlikely. We've got the 100 SMA, this blue line, so it's back on the 4 hour. I've got the 100 SMA acting as support. It's bounced off there once, but we seem to be losing that level. We've got the 50 SMA just underneath. Are we going to lose that level too? We're basically back into the pattern, small breakout, back into the pattern. Potentially, if this pattern plays out, are we going to see a test of the lows again, possibly a test of this lower trend line? Back up to the top trend line, and then all being well, a breakout and a move higher. So it's unknown at the moment. Any sort of trading, great if you were in altcoins when Bitcoin was at this level. I mean, you've made in some cases 10 or 15% gains, if not more, off certain altcoin trades. But I think trading right now is still very risky. We haven't had the breakout. Again, in group, all we're talking about is a breakout of this trend line, this falling wedge trend line, upper trend line, and we haven't seen that yet. So until we break this upper trend line and continue onwards, we're still bearish on Bitcoin. And if we're bearish on Bitcoin, trading against the trend, it's not necessarily recommended, depending on where you're buying, of course. We go over to our fractal that we've been monitoring. So we're essentially saying that we're looking for some sort of double bottom reversal, bullish reversal pattern. Okay, this move is actually playing into the fractal layout. So if you see here, you can see the price action moving down, see the price action moving up, see the fractal in the background there, price action moving down, price action moving up, again you can see the fractal in the background there, and then essentially a move back down, double bottom, push up higher. So are we seeing this final move back down? So we've got a bit of a W pattern going on here. We could see that breakout, but are we going to see this being the bottom, double bottom, and then that breakout? That's the question at the moment. So we're just all eyes on Bitcoin. We're just trying to ascertain what's going to happen over the next few hours. Basically, if we go back to the 4-hour time frame, are we going to hold these supporting levels? At the moment, it doesn't look like. If you look at the indicators as well, you've got the stock RSI moving down. Okay, so strong probability this will move down. MACD, although bullish, just had a flash of the histogram. Then is this going to roll over? Okay, so if this rolls over, stock RSI comes down. RSI is above 50, so bullish signal there, but potentially RSI moving down as well. If we see all of these move down at the same time, then strong possibility we're going to see these lows again. Okay, so it's it's for the bulls to show up and make a decision right now. We've got the daily time frames. Okay, looking fairly bullish on the daily, but kind of overbought on the stock RSI, or moving up into overbought scenario. So again, are we going to see a roll down from the stock RSI? MACD bullish at the moment, might just continue flat, might see the stock RSI move down. Again, that would coincide with a move down to these lower areas. Okay, so we've just got to try and identify what's going to happen next, and we've just got to see if support is going to hold. We've had the RSI, so the RSI was in this long-term downtrend as well. This is the daily time frame. We're just seeing that break above the trend line for the RSI. Now, RSI in a similar way, what we ideally need to see is a test of this trend line and then a move higher. So we want to see the RSI trending higher, which would help the movement of Bitcoin with regards to positive price action. But I just don't know at the moment. I strongly believe we are going to see the lows again. Let me just tidy up this chart 1 second. I just think we're going to see, if we don't hold this level here, I just think we're going to see a move down, potentially move across, move down to these levels down here where we're looking at our double bottom area, and then potentially a breakout and a move higher. That's my expectation at the moment. And just going by what the TA is telling us, we're in this bearish downward falling wedge. Okay, so until we break this upper trend line, the price action is moving down. I'm going to take out this particular trend line here. So this was where Bitcoin was finding a lot of resistance, couldn't get past this particular trend line, and then we had 3 consecutive candles, was a good sign, and then we saw that breakout and strong move upwards. Okay, so I'm just going to move this particular trend line here. I don't really need that anymore. I'm going to leave this white one in place. However, I am going to draw in a new trend line because I've added this indicator on. So Bitcoin higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low. Just had another lower high, which isn't great because it just signals a downward trend. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to draw a trend line just going across here, okay, as possible resistance as well in the future. Just going to make that 1px, 1 pixel in thickness. Let me just remove these circles that I've drawn. Okay, so possible if I were to possibly in a channel now. Okay, so lining these two up, if I were to copy and paste this, you can see the channel that potentially we're trading in. Okay, so again, now we've got to look at this particular trend line as resistance. We've got the upper trend line of the longer term falling wedge that we're trading in. Are we going to see this sort of scenario? Okay, and then this becomes if we do break out of this upper trend line, which we're likely to do at some stage, because the price action for Bitcoin is going to eventually bottom out in this sort of area. We'll break this trend line. We've just got to be then wary of resistance from this particular trend line and potentially this falling channel that we're trading in. Okay, so trading is risky at the moment, and I would be careful of any altcoin positions that you might be trading right now, because at the moment, to me, it looks like we're going to be moving down a little bit, if not significantly, over the next few hours. Again, taking into account where the indicators are positioned at the moment. So we've got a light on the histogram here, so we're having a turn of the MACD. So potentially the MACD is moving down. And just going by basic trading, we've put in a lower high. Okay, so there was a higher high, lower high, another lower high. Okay, so it's not great for Bitcoin. Even though this is a strong move up, potentially a bear trap actually. If you think that those who probably aren't doing the TA as detailed as we're doing it, potentially would have bought in these sort of areas thinking Bitcoin's about to break out, and then essentially they're left holding their positions right now, deciding whether to carry on holding or whether to sell at a loss on the basis that Bitcoin might be moving down. But the hopium and the hype that's going around social media will be that Bitcoin is going to the moon again, when in fact we're still in this bullion wedge that we've been trading in for some time. Okay. Bitcoin dominance. I deleted all the indications on this one. Let me just very quickly draw that in again. So I just want a horizontal line, and I'm just going to draw some resistance in around about this area. Do that, and then 2 pixels. Okay, and then daily time frame. Just looking at there as well. So hold down control, drag your trend line. Just looking at this sort of area, and then one more, looking at this sort of area as well. Okay, so Bitcoin dominance obviously moving up. If we go to the short time frames, actually look at the 4-hour, reset the chart, we can see the Bitcoin dominance is moving up. Now what we spoke about was Bitcoin dominance moving up to this sort of area, then getting rejected and moving down like it's done here. Okay, so you're keeping an eye on Bitcoin dominance for a rejection. Potentially it's getting rejected here. We might see a move down. I don't think so. I think it's going to carry on going to this area here, and then I will be personally looking at this for some sort of double top reversal, bearish reversal pattern, and then a move down from Bitcoin dominance, and then looking to open up on positions depending on what Bitcoin is doing at the time. Okay, so keep an eye on Bitcoin dominance right now, and then Bitcoin shorts. So Bitcoin shorts had dropped a little bit. Okay, so this is the daily time frame. So have a look at the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so we can see this continuous rise of Bitcoin shorts, and then it's starting to plateau off. Obviously, with regards to the move right now, it's understandable why short positions are potentially getting closed. But are we going to see, depending on where are the bears going to be confident in shorting Bitcoin again? Potentially, if Bitcoin moves below this 50 SMA, or potentially if Bitcoin moves below 42,495. Okay, probably looking for some sort of bearish retest. If you get that bearish retest, you can expect short positions to be open on the basis that Bitcoin is likely to move lower. Okay, so we've just lost this level now. Are we going to see a bearish retest of this level? So essentially the price action moving down, moving up, getting rejected. So 42,807 turns into resistance, and then essentially we're moving down. So we're doing this again, similar to what's happened before. So all eyes on Bitcoin. Keep an eye on Bitcoin dominance. I mean, there has been some great movement from altcoins. I'm going to start tomorrow doing full setups on some of the altcoins that we're looking at, particularly metaverse coins. And we're going to do essentially a start to finish scenario on a full setup and what we do in group with regards to predicting where profit targets are and where breakouts are likely to occur. So we're going to start that tomorrow. Keep an eye on Lux though. So Lux is a fairly new coin. This is the new the new NFT marketplace that's just launched. Looks rare, and this is doing really well. So we mentioned this in group. We were looking at this red line, $5.29, $5.29, and essentially we're looking for a breakout of that line, and we've seen that breakout and continuation higher. Even with Bitcoin, apart from today, not doing too much, this particular coin has been moving well. It's not on the major exchanges yet, but certainly it's one to keep an eye on, potentially one to pick up. Price range at the moment from this particular line 30% so far, and moving really strong. So keep an eye on looks. Keep an eye on Theta as well. I'm going to do a full setup on Theta tomorrow, but Theta looking fairly good as well. We need to just draw another trend line just around about by there, but we can see that Theta potentially double bottom here. Okay, breaking out at the moment, looking very, very strong. Again, just depends on what's going to happen with Bitcoin over the next few hours, but you can see where Bitcoin is even moving down right now. Theta's still kind of moving up. This is the 1 hour chart, so keep an eye on Theta. It might have some sort of retest down here before potentially pushing higher. So Theta is just definitely one to look at. Alephi as well was doing particularly well. So this is another setup that we were looking at. So we identified some sort of bull flag here. So we had a breakout here, move up, strong move up, volume. Look at the volume coming in. So loads of volume coming in, and then we had a breakout of the breakout of the bull flag and continuation upwards, and then potentially a double top at the moment. So we're just seeing if Theta can break 0.854. But again, decent profits from Theta at the moment, 32%. So that's one that we've been following in the group. Theta from Alephi. That's one that we've been looking in the group. Block, I'm going to do a full setup on Block tomorrow, but Block, another one with a huge amount of potential. Had a great move today, so we identified the area of value where this green box is, essentially. So picking up some Block in this sort of area, but from sort of where we've identified that. So 12% on Block so far, done really well, but really moving downwards now with Bitcoin. So Block is one that does follow Bitcoin quite closely, but you've got a huge amount of potential from Block. Let me just go to the 8 hour chart actually. Let me take everything off here. You can see, okay, look how far Block has moved down. The correction on Block has been severe. Okay, so we've moved down all the way down to 0.03, trading from a high. If we take this high here, 0.148. Okay, it's a huge drop from Block. So I'm expecting Metaverse Coin, expecting a big move from Block once Bitcoin breaks out. But we'll do a full setup on Block. We've actually got one on Block at the moment. These are our profit levels, our earnings, 181%. But since then, it's moved down slightly, so I'm just going to redo this complete setup for you, start to finish, and I'll post that on YouTube as well. Okay, so all eyes on Bitcoin, moving down at the moment. Where is it going to bounce? Is it going to bounce? Are we going to challenge this upper trend line again? Drawing this new trend line, this could be a problem in the future for Bitcoin. Okay, and let's see what happens now. This yellow long-term trend line, like I keep saying, it'd be nice just to be trading above this level, break out, and then start to move up, put in a higher high. But right now, as I say, lower high scenario potentially playing out, another lower high. So Bitcoin now, even if it does move up, Bitcoin needs to get above this trend line and essentially above 43,588 to put in this higher high. Okay, and then we're in a more positive pattern at the moment. It's all downside by the looks of it, even after today's move. Right, I'm going to leave it there, and I will catch up with you guys in the morning, and let's see what happens overnight. Cheers.